Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. So, I get this question a lot, mostly on my Instagram. A lot of people are asking me, where do they start if they want to build a truck, you know. They usually ask me, what kind of lift kit, what kind of wheels and tires should I go with? Should I go with some big offset? And so I figured in this video, I would talk about kind of the mistakes I made when I was building my truck and the mistakes that you guys can avoid. So hopefully this video helps you guys out. So to just sit inside, I'm gonna be out in the garage here. My garage is a mess right now, but I don't want to go all the way out because it's raining. I don't want to ruin this camera, and I want to use this camera instead of my cell phone. This video is just going to be kind of a video to help anyone that's trying to get into building a truck, whether it's a gas truck or a diesel truck, but mostly geared towards a Duramax, mainly like an LOI or a Cat Eye or a Sierra of that year. I don't know too much about, you know, clearances on the newer trucks and other brand trucks, but I'm gonna kind of take you through my process when I first started building this truck and kind of what my thought process was when I first started. So I bought the truck off my dad, got a really good price on it, and I ended up going to work up in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. I was making pretty good money, and what I really wanted to do was build my truck, make it, you know, lifted, put new wheels and tires on it, stuff like that. Now, I didn't have a crazy budget, but I wanted to definitely get it done. And so here's where I kind of made the first mistake. I ended up ordering wheels and tires. I ended up ordering bigger wheels or bigger tires than I really thought I could fit. And you know, I knew I couldn't really afford the proper lift kit for that size tire. So I knew there'd be some problems with like fitment and cutting the bumper and stuff like that. So I ordered it while I was working, and when I got back home I had the lift kit already ordered, and I ordered a 6-inch rough country lift. And I'm not gonna sit here and bash that company because they're cheap for a reason. They don't claim to be the best. You know, you kind of get what you pay for, and not a horrible lift. It's just you got to make sure you're buying the right stuff, the right wheels and tires for that lift. You know, I ended up buying 37 1350 coil MTs on 20x10 XD diesel wheels. So that was a little too big of a setup for that lift kit. I had to completely crank that lift as high as possible, and the truck rode horribly, and it would still rub. It would rub pretty bad, so I had to cut some of the bumper. Obviously I didn't have this bumper. I didn't have the Fusion bumper, but I had to cut the factory bumper quite a bit, and then also the thing just rode horribly. So that was a pretty big mistake on my part. I should have saved for the better lift kit, guys. I really should have. It was kind of a dumb mistake on my part by not waiting. I just was kind of excited. I wanted to go ahead and just get it and see what happened. And my buddy talked me into the 37s, Justin, and ended up being a good decision because it looked a lot better than just your average 35s. But if you guys are planning on building a truck and you have a really small budget, my advice to you would be don't go too cheap on lift kits and stuff like that, just so you can clear bigger tires and wheels. You know, if you want to clear, so I have a general rule of thumb, and it's just me, but it makes sense. If you're wanting to clear a certain size tire, say you're wanting to clear 33 or 35, I would say minimal on this style truck, like a Cat Eye or a Sierra of this year. I would definitely do like a 6-inch lift. And that's all depends on offset. So if you're gonna do something with not too crazy of offset, then yeah, a 6-inch lift would be perfect for 33s and even 35s. But if you're gonna do 35s with a crazy, you know, negative 76 offset or more, then I would definitely do a bigger lift, do like a 6 to 9-inch. That way you have room to decrank the torsion bars and you can kind of maintain a lot of ride quality. So that's kind of what I did with my truck now. My truck now is on a 10 to get this Mustang out of the way real quick. Always in the way. Get out of here, you bastard. But that's what I did on my truck. So I first started with a 6-inch rough country, rode horribly, had nothing on it that supported the wheels and tires I had on it. And This lift kit is the 10 to 12 inch Cognito. Got 40, 15, 50 Nitto trail grapplers on this, and the wheels are 24x14 TIS forged. And this setup is actually done right. Now I understand IFS is not the strongest option, but I did what I could with it, and I supported all the weak parts of the IFS. One of the main ones being the CV axles. As you can see on my truck, instead of you watching me talk, I'm gonna show you the truck. Axles are basically flat, you can see. And then, so the weak points are CV axles, then you got tie rods and ball joints. So I've already addressed all that stuff. You can only do so much with it. I have really beefed up tie rods that are kryptonite, and then I have Moog ball joints that are drop-in style. So stop raining. Basically stop raining. So I got the drop-in style. Oh, this thing's so dirty from off-roading, but Moog. Then I got the kryptonite tie rods. And when I first lifted my truck with the other lift kit, I didn't have all that stuff. I had literally just the rough country lift, and everything else was factory. So I had factory upper control arm, factory lower, factory upper ball joints, factory tie rods, factory CV axles, everything. So that's a big tire to be moving around, a 37 1350 on stock everything. And most of the stock parts, besides one wheel bearing, was all original, which is crazy because that is a lot to be moving around with. That's a lot of stress on the front end, and of course I did address that, as you guys can see. Now I don't think this is not like a bulletproof setup by any means, but if you are going to spend the money, don't cheap out on the other stuff. If you're going to spend thousands on a lift kit and thousands more on wheels and tires, then my advice to you would be don't skip out on the rest of the front end. Don't skip out on the steering stuff. Don't skip out on ball joints. Nothing, none of that stuff. In fact, I would do all that stuff first if you can. Order all that stuff. When I ordered my lift kit, I ordered all the other stuff with it. So, of course, the tire and wheel setup right now I didn't have in the beginning, but my first wheel and tire setup on this lift kit was 20x14 fuel nuts on 38 1550 Toyo MTs, and you know, I had all the supporting stuff for that, and it's held up pretty good considering, you know, I don't just baby this truck. It's just not like a truck that stays on the road. Like I actually do go off road. I don't beat the hell out of it, but I didn't really build it to do that. I didn't build it to be able to handle aggressive off-roading, but I wanted it to be able to handle minimal to, you know, somewhat aggressive off-roading, not just completely trying to destroy it, but you guys know what I mean. But yeah, guys, I get a lot of questions on Instagram about trucks and building a truck. It's a lot of younger people that were in my spot at one point. I didn't know anything about this stuff. I had to do a lot of research, a lot of videos watched, and you know, I really didn't know where to start. And so that's kind of why I'm making this video. That's why I make a lot of my videos, to help people kind of learn about this stuff the way, you know, because I didn't know anything at one point. So I'm doing my best to help you guys, and I'm still not a genius on it, but I've learned quite a bit. So if I can help you guys get started and give you some of my opinions and stuff like that, then that's great. I know this video is not super action-packed, guys, but I wanted to make this video because this is one of the most asked questions on my Instagram. But ultimately, guys, you wanna be able to build your vehicle the way you want it to look, right? You don't really want it to look like mine. I mean, maybe you do, but ultimately you don't want to build your truck for someone else, right? You don't want to listen to everyone else's opinion on what you should do next. You want to be able to build your truck for you. So in a way, you know, I'm more than happy to help you guys make a decision on what wheels or tires you should go with. But I'm gonna end up telling you right out of the gate, I don't like polished. You know, I'm not a big fan of polished wheels. I like black, gloss black, matte black, whatever. And you know, that's my style. You may disagree completely. But if you ask me about lift kits, stuff like that, I know quite a bit about lift kits, and kind of, you know, if you ask me, $10,000 budget for lift tires and wheels, okay? I'm gonna tell you right out of the gate, you know, what size wheels and tires you try to go, big lift kit, whatever, small lift kit, whatever. So you tell me, say you want to do 35s with a -76 offset, say like a 20x14 or something like that. So I'm immediately gonna go to like a Cognito 7 to 9 inch lift, something like that. And I'm gonna tell you, basically, to decrank that thing as low as you can go to maintain ride quality, and then you'll also be able to clear those 35s pretty easily. That would be my thing. If I were to go to 35s, that's exactly what I would do. Now, if I were to go to 40s like I have now, if you guys are starting out, you want to do 40s, I would 100% get a 10 to 12 inch lift. That way you don't have to really crank the lift up to clear them. And I mean, my lift, I didn't have to crank anything. I decranked mine, and I'm still clearing 40s with no scrubbing. Other than if I'm fully flexed out, like when I was at the lease the other day, I went down a pretty big dip, and I could feel, I was about, so basically my back tire hit my fender liner, that Rough Country fender liner, that plastic one, and it hit that. So, you know, and I can't adjust the rear of my truck, so that would have happened regardless. But as far as looks go, I don't want to tell you how to build your truck, but I will give you my opinion on what you should go with for the setup you're trying to go for. So I'm happy to do that. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. Not that it was a big mistake. I just want you to avoid, maybe you can save money. Maybe you can, it's safer in the long run. But my advice to you guys, do it safely. Think about all the supporting mods that you would have to buy with it before you just go ahead and do it. Now, some people may disagree. They may say, oh, well, if you don't bead on it, it'll be fine. You don't need upgraded tie rods. You don't need upgraded ball joints. That's your opinion, but I've seen it multiple times, that stuff fail. And even these upgraded ones can fail. So there's no bulletproof solution with IFS to me as far as like diesels go. They're just too heavy. So yeah, guys, if you're gonna ask me what setup to go with, I'm gonna lean towards a nicer lift kit, and then you think about the supporting mods to be able to support those big wheels and tires. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope this video is helpful for you. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Also give this video a like, turn on the post notifications, even though it does nothing. And yeah, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, hit me up on Instagram, and we will see you next time.